the 6 steps to problem solving so that hopefully you can begin to solve your own problems. Number 1, properly assessing and identifying the problem. This requires facts, this requires a level of honesty with yourself, and it requires research. Market research, do some type of research. You gotta do a Google search in order to understand your problem. 2, you gotta ask yourself, am I in my body, in this corporal form, able to solve this problem? Because there are some problems that we ourselves cannot solve. And so if the answer is no, I'm not in charge of this problem, I can't solve this, then you have to maybe accept it and just say it is what it is, or you have to find a person that can solve it. Let's say you are 100% in control. Then we go into step 3. Step 3, start brainstorming. Brainstorming is literally the process of throwing things against the wall and seeing if they stick. There's no bad ideas when it comes to brainstorming because you're not acting on every single idea. You're just collecting ideas. Number 4, you begin categorizing and assessing all of these ideas that you came up with during your brainstorm session. Kind of gather things that start to make sense with one another. You start to kind of put them into groupings. Then we get to number 5, which is pros and cons. And this is not your typical pros and cons. This is the way Dr. Ali does pros and cons. What I do, I get a piece of paper and I fold it into 4 equal pieces. There's 2 squares on top, 2 squares on bottom. Then you have these 2 squares in that top section. One is the pro of doing something and one is the con of doing something. And on the bottom, one is the pro of not doing something and one is the con of not doing something. This allows you to be redundant, to make sure that you've thought through every possible thing that you can think through. Now you start to put things down on it, these bullet points, right? And then at the end of writing all of this down, you go through to each statement and you rank it 0 to 10. How much does this matter in your decision making? 0 being the least, 10 being the most. You do that for each item on the entire sheet and you calculate each box. And then you have a nice concrete number that can really help you understand like which might be the most feasible. Then we get to number 6, which is key, which is execute. And execute might seem really straightforward, but you also need to always keep an eye to the fact that you could have made a mistake. Maybe sometimes you need to go back to the drawing board and start the process over and come up with a new solution. You gotta be flexible. If you have any questions, hit me up. On basically every platform, it's Allison Hicks, ALLYCINHICKS. All right, can't wait to hear from you. Bye.